Hey everybody, Joy here. It is Tuesday, May 26, 2020. And I'm up here in my sewing room and I'm all alone in the house. Yeah. Jerry's been working in the house for the last, 5 or 6 days, working on tax stuff. And so he's downstairs in the office right underneath my sewing room. So when I'm talking to you, he can always hear me. Who are you talking to up there, Joy? Like as if he wouldn't know. Well, I do actually talk to myself a lot, even when the camera is on. It helps me concentrate. And you know what I've been concentrating on lately? The same thing you have. I'll bet you almost all of you have purchased classes from Craftsy or Bluprint. I bet I'd be really surprised if there's any of you that haven't. Since you watch my videos, I would certainly assume that you would watch real teachers out there on the internet. I own 159 classes. You want to know how I learned all these things I learned? I go to classes. Used to, drove to classes. Went to Tulsa, went to Fort Worth, went wherever there was one. Went to Kansas one time. Philly and I went to several classes together. I love learning. So anyway, I have purchased 159 classes from Bluprint, and Bluprint has made the wonderful announcement that they're shutting down Bluprint. And, fine, shut down if you want to, but we're going to lose all our classes. I don't know how that's even legal. We bought them. They're ours. How can they take them away from us? Somebody needs to sue somebody here. Can you imagine if all the quilters and all the knitters and all the crocheters and all the artists and all the sewers and all the quilters, did I already say that, got together and stormed a Bluprint? Oh my gosh, whoever's in charge there needs to get a clue on how they're going to help us keep our classes. We paid for them fair and square. We were promised we had lifetime access to them. And I am so ticked because there's some of them that I refer back to. There is one by Linda Maynard on edge finishes. You want to know how I learned to finish necklines? Although I actually don't do it the way she does it, which is rather strange. But she did one on edge finishes, finishing knit necklines and woven necklines and hems. So I spent all day yesterday. First I spent the morning trying to figure out how to download the classes. You can only download them on an Android or your iPad or I don't know what else, but not on a PC and not on a desktop. You cannot download them. So I got out my iPad and I went to Bluprint's app, and sure enough there's a little download thing underneath the videos. And so I clicked on download and it went round and round, round, download. So I downloaded the entire class on the FBA, my favorite class by Cash Moret on all kinds of FBAs. So supposedly they're somewhere on my iPad. I tried to find a folder, a download folder. There's no such thing as a folder on an iPad. Did y'all know that? There's no folder. There's no downloads. There's no nothing. I called my brother, who's a computer nerd. He said, "You'll never find them, Joy. They don't have folders. There's no way to find them." I said, "What about the cloud?" He said, "Well, where in the cloud? How do you get to the cloud? How will you find them in the cloud?" So I thought, well, what does he know? I'll just go to the cloud and look for them. So I went to the cloud. Nothing's there except 2 pictures of my mother. That's the only thing there. So if any of you computer geniuses can tell me and all us other ladies how to download our classes, please do. Now, Becky called me last night, and she has something called Windows Gaming Console on her PC. And I have a pretty new PC. It's less than 2 years old. And I have Windows 10. And she tried to help me get my Windows gaming thing, and then you can download it. I guess like you would download games, like if you had an Xbox or something. We couldn't make it work on my PC. I have a Dell PC, and we could not figure out how to do it. So if y'all know about the gaming thing and how to do it that way. Philly texted me, said, I'm so upset. She's trying to go back and watch all hers over again, which I'm fixing to turn mine on and watch some of them over again too. But how mean, how awful. My goodness, as if this virus thing isn't bad enough, then Bluprint has to do this to us, and you can't tell me they're going bankrupt. That's absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, that was my day and my afternoon and my night yesterday. Trying to rescue my 159 classes from Bluprint. So it'll be interesting to hear what you all have to say about that subject. So then, you know, I got 3 new pieces of fabric, and I was going to fold them on my foam core boards. But I put the first one with the blue flowers down, and it just happened Peggy Sagers was doing the sew-along on what's called the Ann's top. So I went into my pattern stash in the attic where I keep all my silhouette patterns, because as you know, they give me fits trying to use her patterns. I thought, oh well, surely. Got that pattern out. The size I have to make, it's like a 5W for my bust. She doesn't do hips or waist, she just does bust. So for my bust, I needed a 5W. Well, the 5W pattern has armholes that are gigantic. Come clear down here. So she just says, oh, take the arm template. She sent these arm templates. Just use a smaller arm template and a smaller sleeve and stick that in there. So I needed like a size 3 arm. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 4, 5. So I needed 3, and then you go up to 4, and then 4, 5W. Oh, anyway, like 4 sizes down, I needed a smaller sleeve. So I used her templates, and her templates, they're all hooked together for one thing. So in order to use the 3, you have to cut the 4 off. And it came out with the front, the side seam was 1 inch higher on the front, and the side seam on the back was 1 inch lower, or a 1/2 inch lower. And they weren't the same size as each other, even though the sleeve's the same on both sides. And it just ruined my whole pattern. It made no sense. I couldn't make it work. I wadded it all up. I should have kept a Peggy Sagers trash can here, because I promise you it would be absolutely full of wadded up Peggy Sagers patterns. Sorry, Peggy, but your templates give me fits, and so do your patterns. I have used a couple of her patterns that worked out, and I don't know what the difference is. I really don't, but because of that, I wasted the whole point. What are you telling us that for? We don't even care. Because you remember the fabric I bought that has the small print with the blue flowers on it? I had already cut it out. That part was wasted because the armholes were way too big, so I was just going to cut it out again. Well, then I went to the paper pattern, tried the armhole templates. It was a total disaster. I wadded it all up. So then I had only a little bit of fabric left. So, you want to see what I made? It's no big deal. I already had my Fit Nice pattern out. I already had it laying there, so I slapped it down on what was left, and I made myself a cute little top. You want to see it? Hold on. Okay, here we are. Me and me. So check it out. The blue matches the skirt. Isn't that something? So I made it sleeveless because I didn't have very much fabric, remember? But the fabric is really cute. If they still have it, you might want to get some. It's really nice fabric. It's a really nice weight of a knit. And the blue will probably go with your blue skirt. Yeah. Now remember, this is the super simple Fit Nice. There's no dart sewn into it, but there is an invisible FBA. There's an invisible FBA that added width and length to the front. Otherwise, the front would be shorter than the back. All right? So, whip up a whole bunch of tops with your Fit Nice because it's so easy. It's a really good way to use up your stash. and then you'll have an excuse to buy more fabric. Hopefully, everything's getting back to normal here quickly. Okay, I had to take another break. Allergies. I have pills for allergies, y'all, but I hate taking them. Benadryl is the best thing that I have that I take for it, but Benadryl makes you have temporary memory loss. And I am doing really good remembering things as it is, and I don't need anything giving me any more memory loss. So I try not to take it. So, it causes me to have a lot of coughing and things like that, but it doesn't bother me that much unless I'm trying to talk to you guys, and I keep having a coughing fit. All right, Pinky, what do you think? One of you asked me about this little notion holder. And I said, if you'll send me your email, I will send you the pattern for this. And you know what? I never did. I am really sorry. So let me look in my drawer and see if I can find the pattern, and I'll tell you where to go get it. Give me a second, okay? Ta-da! How's that for organization? Huh? I have a file in my file cabinet called Rhonda. R-H-O-N-D-A, Rhonda. She has a website called Rhonda's Creative Life. She made up this pattern from one she saw someplace. It's called a sewing caddy. Her post on this sewing caddy was October 19, 2017. So if you will get on your browser, and go to, I think it's, is that how you go there? I'm trying to think of how you find Rhonda. Just Google Rhonda's Creative Life and her website or YouTube channel, or I don't remember if she has a YouTube channel. I know she has a blog. It might be her blog. I think it's a blog. If you have any trouble, let me know. One of them, let me see, which one is it? One of them she actually made, and she had a contest, a drawing, and I won it. It's this one. So Rhonda, her very own self, her name's Rhonda Buss, B-U-S-S. Rhonda Buss made this one her very own self, and I won it. And so I've made a bunch of them since then, and my friend Mary's made a couple of them, and Mary made me one for a gift, and I have it at my other house. It's just wonderful. It even has a pocket in the back. Now you have to have these little acrylic card holders to hold it. Let me see if I can kind of show it to you. See how it's the acrylic thing inside, and you slip it down on top of it? I put a weight on the back of mine because it kept tipping over. Let me see if I have one without a weight. Maybe it'd be easier to show it to you. Now this is one I made. And here's the little acrylic thingy. I got the little acrylic thingies from Amazon. And if you'll find her blog post, she's got a link to it. Actually, I'll put a link to it under here. Just look right down here. If I can find a link to Rhonda's post, I'll put that link right down underneath this video. Click on Show More. And I'll put a link on Amazon to these. I think I bought 6 of them. Okay? I don't want to take it all the way off. But see, it's got a thing here where you can like put a picture in there. So it's like a little standing frame. So fun, fun, fun. So hey, let's do link duty. I make a few cents if you do link duty and you go to Amazon. Yeah. Did I tell you I think I've made $16 so far? Every little bit helps. It's so much fun when I get my bank statement and I look on it and it'll say my Social Security. And I go, oh, look, I got Social Security. And then it'll say Amazon, 23 cents. Oh, look, I got money from Amazon. And then it will say YouTube. Oh, look, I got money from YouTube. So it makes me really happy. I feel like, I tell Jerry I have to come up here and do this because I'm supporting us now. And of course he just bends over laughing, so. Yes, I made my blouse. I have no idea in the world what the pattern is. It has a zipper up the back. Probably wasn't in the pattern, but I like to have a zipper so I can just take it off downward instead of up over my head. Okay? So, I'm going to go do something. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn on some class from Craftsy. I sat in front of my computer. I put on the Linda Maynard edge stitching. I did tell you the edge finishes for knits and wovens, and I took pictures with my cell phone. Pictures with my cell phone. Then I put the pictures in my computer. Then I went to my Photoshop picture software and I downloaded all the pictures and I copied them. I put them all on one sheet of paper, one sheet of internet paper, and then I put them in a file, Linda Maynard's Edge Finish class. So I have all of these pictures from her video. Plus, another thing you can do, and you all know this I'm sure, all of the classes that you bought had materials and instructions. Some of them were quite prolific, others were very, like one page and they didn't share much with us. But like I bought a lot of crochet classes, and so there's great big patterns in the materials list, and so I'm downloading PDFs. Those are PDFs, and you can download a PDF on a PC or your desktop. That is the full length and width and depth and height of my knowledge today. It's in a rather small area, really. And I don't know why I'm giddy. I just have so much fun talking to you guys because I don't have anybody else to talk to. Jerry always says, I'm on the phone, I'm thinking, I'm working. So it's like you can't ever, I can't ever go talk to him. Unless it's after supper at night. So, and then we're watching this new show. We're watching this new show called Wild at Heart. And I like it and I don't like it. I mean, the 16-year-old daughter's allowed to bring this guy that just escaped from prison. Well, he didn't escape. I guess he got out of prison. And she's allowed to bring him into her bedroom and he can spend all night with her right there in the house with her parents and everything. And she's known him like 2 days. And nobody says anything and nobody cares. It's just beyond my understanding that that would be considered proper behavior in a family. I hope it's not proper behavior anywhere but on Wild at Heart. All right, my friends. I hope I haven't talked you to sleep. I'm going to let you go for now and let me know what you think about Bluprint, and let me know if you make up this fun little sewing caddy. Look here what else you can do with this little sewing caddy. You can use it for a pin cushion on the top. Yeah, and since I've got all these pins in the top and I pulled it up off of it, it won't go back down, so I'm going to have to pull the pins out. Hey, let me know if you make one of these. I'd love to see a picture of it. I'm going to let you go for now, but I'll be back soon.